You slept. You stayed in bed long enough, maybe even longer than usual. But you wake up and your body feels heavy, your thoughts feel slow, and it's like your brain never actually shut down. You stretch, you check your phone, maybe you sit up, but the exhaustion is still there. And slowly, a thought creeps in that almost feels shameful. Why am I like this? Why am I always tired? Maybe I'm just lazy. But what if that thought is completely wrong? What if your tiredness isn't a lack of effort, but a sign your brain has been working overtime in ways you don't even notice? Most people think tiredness is simple. You don't sleep enough, so you feel exhausted. But neuroscience shows there are multiple types of fatigue, and sleep only fixes one of them. Physical tiredness comes from movement, labor, or physical strain. That kind of tiredness usually disappears with rest. But mental and emotional exhaustion behave differently. You can sleep 8 hours, even 9, and still wake up drained if your nervous system never truly relaxed. Think about how your brain spends a normal day. It's constantly switching tasks, checking notifications, making decisions, monitoring social interactions, predicting future problems, and analyzing past mistakes. Even when you think you're resting, scrolling, watching videos, jumping between apps, your brain is still processing information. This creates something psychologists call cognitive load. And when cognitive load stays high for long periods, your brain quietly shifts into energy-saving mode. That energy-saving mode feels exactly like chronic tiredness. There's also a hidden pressure modern humans live under that previous generations never experienced at this scale: constant availability. Your brain never gets a clear signal that the day is over. Messages can arrive any time. Work thoughts follow you into your bed. Social comparison follows you into your phone. Even entertainment is fast, intense, and emotionally stimulating. Your brain evolved to handle stress in short bursts, followed by recovery. But modern life keeps stress at a low, continuous level. And low, continuous stress is incredibly draining because there is no clear moment where your nervous system feels safe enough to fully power down. Another huge factor is dopamine overstimulation. Every scroll, every notification, every short video, every new piece of content gives your brain a tiny dopamine spike. Dopamine isn't just pleasure, it's motivation and anticipation. But when your brain receives constant, quick dopamine hits, it adapts by lowering its sensitivity. Over time, normal activities feel less interesting, less exciting, and more effortful. This is why you can spend hours scrolling and still feel strangely empty afterward. Your brain becomes overstimulated but emotionally undernourished. So you wake up tired not because you lacked rest, but because your reward system feels depleted. There's also the weight of unfinished mental loops. Your brain hates unresolved situations. If you have things you haven't decided, conversations you keep replaying, responsibilities you keep postponing, or emotions you haven't processed, your brain keeps them active in the background. It's like having dozens of apps running silently behind your screen. You don't see them, but they drain your battery. Even during sleep, unresolved emotional tension can reduce how deeply your brain recovers. You may technically be asleep, but parts of your mind are still searching for closure. And then there is emotional masking, something many people do without realizing it. You go through your day managing how others see you. You stay calm when you're stressed, you stay positive when you're overwhelmed, you stay polite when you're irritated. Every time you suppress a genuine emotion, your nervous system spends energy containing it. That containment requires effort. It's like holding a beach ball underwater. You can do it, but it slowly exhausts you. Over time, pretending to be fine can drain more energy than actual physical work. This is why weekends or vacations don't always fix deep exhaustion. You might stop working, but your mental patterns stay the same. Your brain keeps scanning for problems, keeps thinking about responsibilities, keeps comparing your life to others. True recovery requires mental silence, not just physical pause, and most people never experience real mental silence anymore. Decision fatigue is another silent energy thief. Modern life forces your brain to make hundreds of micro decisions every day: what to wear, what to reply, what to eat, what to watch, what to prioritize, what to ignore. Each decision burns glucose inside your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for focus, discipline, and planning. When that fuel runs low, your brain reduces motivation automatically. It's not weakness, it's biological conservation. Your brain is literally trying to prevent burnout by making you feel less driven. Chronic stress hormones also play a major role. When your brain senses ongoing pressure, it releases cortisol. Cortisol is useful in short bursts because it keeps you alert. But when cortisol stays elevated for weeks or months, it disrupts your deep sleep cycles. You might spend enough time in bed, but your brain spends less time in slow wave sleep, which is the stage responsible for full neurological restoration. That means you wake up feeling like you never fully recharged. There's also a hidden layer most people don't want to confront. Sometimes exhaustion appears when your daily life feels emotionally misaligned, when your routines feel repetitive, meaningless, or disconnected from who you want to become. Your brain reduces enthusiasm. Energy naturally flows towards purpose. When something feels pointless, your nervous system subtly reduces motivation to protect you from wasting effort on something that doesn't feel rewarding. This doesn't mean your life is bad. It means your brain is searching for deeper engagement. Another overlooked factor is information overload. Your brain processes more data in a single day than humans centuries ago processed in weeks. News, opinions, updates, notifications, social media, messages, content recommendations. Your brain has to constantly filter what matters and what doesn't. That filtering process requires intense cognitive work. Over time, your brain becomes saturated. Saturation feels like fog, like heaviness, like wanting to do nothing, not because you're lazy, but because your processing capacity is overloaded. And here's something strangely comforting. Your brain doesn't create fatigue to harm you. Fatigue is a protective signal. It forces you to slow down before you break down. The problem is that modern culture teaches people to ignore fatigue, override it with caffeine, or shame themselves for feeling it. But fatigue is often your brain asking for a different type of rest: emotional rest, mental rest, decision rest, stimulation rest. Real recovery starts when you reduce internal noise, not just external activity. It happens when you close open mental loops instead of carrying them, when you allow yourself moments of boredom without instantly reaching for your phone, when you process emotions instead of storing them, when you simplify decisions, when you create parts of your day where your brain is not performing, not comparing, not predicting, just existing. So if you constantly feel tired, even after sleeping, don't immediately label yourself lazy or unmotivated. That label is often inaccurate and harmful. Instead, look deeper. Are you mentally overloaded? Are you emotionally carrying too much without release? Are you constantly stimulated but rarely fulfilled? Are you giving your brain time to recover or only time to distract itself? Understanding this changes something important, because when you realize your exhaustion has reasons, it removes the shame attached to it. And when shame disappears, solutions become clearer. You stop fighting your brain and start supporting it. If this feels uncomfortably relatable, write "tired but awake" in the comments. I want to see how many people feel exhausted in ways sleep never fixes. And if you want to keep understanding the hidden psychology behind your thoughts, your emotions, and your behavior, subscribe and stay here. We're going to keep breaking the mind down piece by piece until it finally starts making sense.